Monday, April 8th, 2024, we'll experience a total solar eclipse. We're in what they call the path of totality. That path of totality will reach from Texas all the way up to Maine. Total solar eclipses, they're actually very rare. They only occur about every 18 months around the entire world. And typically they're about 100 miles wide. And guess who is smack dab in the middle of that path? We are. What makes this total solar eclipse so special, though, is the fact that North America will not experience another total solar eclipse until 2044. That's 20 years from now. So WCTV is excited to join in the celebration, and we took some time to visit the Wayne County Convention and Tourism Bureau as they host their Welcome Center and Eclipse Countdown celebration and unveiling. It's hard to believe, but on April 8th, at roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon, all of this will go dark.
Get started. Want to keep you all on time here. Oh, we have the sun and the moon. Can we give them a big round of applause? Woo! Yeah! You guys can come on up here. Yeah. This is what will happen at the eclipse, is that the moon will move slowly around the sun. So, appreciate everyone coming today, and this event that will happen in 45 days from today will be the biggest event you have ever seen. So really get prepared, get your groceries, your gas, all of those kinds of things, seriously, because we're gonna have an onslaught of visitors that will be coming in. And what do we, as Hoosiers, do? We do Hoosier hospitality. Yes, so get that ready as well. It is my extreme pleasure to introduce to you our first speaker, Mayor Ron Oler. Ron, would you come?
Sure. So who's excited about this thing that's going to happen when? When is it? All right, cool. This is going to be neat. I mean, Richmond's been on the map for a long time. You know, we have such a rich history. I love Richmond. I hope you do too. We have a long, rich history, but this is going to put us on a different map, so to speak, of the science and the interesting things that happen here in our future. Our future is really bright because of this. Is that a good slogan? The eclipse makes Richmond's future bright. Anyways, I digress. She's right about some traffic issues, but we're working hard on that. We have a great police department and fire department. We're working hard on, we have this plan together for how we'll handle traffic issues. There's 50-something events going on. We have permission from the FAA to close down a runway at the airport. We're expecting maybe 1,000 private planes to come in to watch this. These are the kind of things that people come from all around the world to see. So I don't know if you paid attention last year to the heat wave out at Death Valley. I happened to be watching the news one night, and he interviewed this young man in a strange accent. He's like, I came here, I wanted to experience 130-degree heat. I'm like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Belgium. I was like, what? So the interviewer said, yeah, we just got in our jet and came here because we want to experience this. So that's kind of the crowd we're expecting for this eclipse, is kind of that crowd. I mean, it'll be all of us and a lot of local people, but there'll be a lot of international people coming in. And it's time for Richmond to shine. So I want everybody to, do everything you can, clean up your neighborhood, clean up your house, clean up your yard. The city is definitely doing that. You know, some of the things I've just started last week, trying to clean up the park. So let's make Richmond shine and do a great job. I'm looking forward to this, okay? Thank you. I can do the eclipse now.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you coming. So as I said earlier, 45 days and counting. We have this wonderful countdown clock that Primex Plastics has made. It's awesome. So if you ever want to know when it's time, just look at the clock, because they're such a great community player. So thank you all so much, Primex. Let's give them a big round of applause. We can do better than that. Woo! Yeah! So some of you may or may not know, but the total solar eclipse goes through 15 states in the United States. And what we've been told is that Texas and Indiana are likely to be the two most populated states with visitors, primarily because of access roads. So when you think about Richmond, Wayne County, we've got I-70, US 40, US 27, 35, 38. So it makes it a really great destination and easy to get in and easy to get out. When we also look at why Indiana and Texas may be the two most populated states, it's also because of the duration. So if any of you, how many of you have been to an eclipse before? Any of you? All right, cool. So you know what I'm talking about when we say duration. Wayne County is going to experience 4 minutes, which is the longest duration for the total solar eclipse. Back in 2017, when this young gentleman went, it was only 2 minutes. This is going to be double. And so when you got your glasses, you should have received also a safety card that will show the different time frames at each community within Wayne County, but they're all within that 4 minute, 3 minute, 59 second time frame. So with regards to information, we have, this is where you're at right now is the official Eclipse headquarters. We also have an official website that you can get on, and it's a one-stop shop for all information eclipse-wise. It's WayneCountySolarEclipse.com and also RichmondSolarEclipse.com. They go to the same website, whichever one you can remember better, go to, but it has lists of events, viewing sites, all kinds of information, and that's where you need to go. It is constantly being updated, events are being added, and as Ron said earlier, we have over 50 events throughout Wayne County that will be happening during this time frame. So those of you, I love you've got the viewer coming up. Wearing your glasses is an absolute must. The eyes do not have any kind of pain receptors, and so be very careful when you have kids, grandkids, and others. If you're looking up at the sun, make sure you have your glasses on, because the only time frame, and you'll see this on your card, very good, you'll see this on your card, the only time you cannot wear your glasses is during that 4 minutes of totality. You need to be wearing them if you're looking up at the sun an hour and a half before and an hour and a half later. So make sure when you have your families and get-togethers that you really watch those kids and make sure that they're adhering to that, because it can cause severe damage and even blindness. So one of the things, and Ron hit upon this, is it's really important with all of these visitors coming in that we showcase our hospitality, because I'm a firm believer that you never know where your next piece of business is going to come from. So all of these 50,000 visitors that will be coming through our communities, you never know where they're from. They may be looking to locate a new business. They may be wanting to move. They may be our cost of living, and all of the wonderful assets and amenities that we have here are things that people want to come for and to stay for. So keep that in mind when you are seeing visitors. Be nice if they look lost, give them directions, etc. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention our huge first responders, emergency management, police, fire, sanitation, all of these city departments, county departments, and community town departments. They are all working really hard behind the scenes to make this a safe event. And so I know we have a few of them here, Mike and Julia and Pat, and then several others, but let's give them a big round of applause, because it is amazing. We have sat in on the meetings, and it is amazing the types of details that they are dealing with. Even things like communications. If you've got 50,000 people in a community or in a site, communications may be strained. And when you look at Indiana, there's 62 counties out of the 92 that are going to be in the path of totality. So even on a state level, all of those communication channels will be strained. So, you know, it's an amazing amount of work that is going into this, and all the organizations, the towns, the government officials, they have been working really, really hard to put on a first-class event. And this will be the biggest event in all of our lifetimes. When we think about the Eclipse, the last one that Wayne County had was 1,200 years ago. How many of you were here for that? The next one, well, maybe. What? Oh. The next one that will be in Wayne County will be 1,000 years from now. So this is the time. Tell your friends, your families, get that information out, have them go to the website, the richmondsolareclipse.com or the Wayne County solareclipse.com to get all of your information. There'll be emergency numbers and all of that on there as well. So, well, we have jobs that our sun and moon are now having to do. I'm not sure if they're going to blow away or the speakers, but without further ado, I really appreciate, by the way, I did not introduce myself, and I apologize. Mary Walker, I'm director for the Wayne County Tourism Bureau, Old National Road Welcome Center. But I really appreciate all of you coming today, and tell your friends that this is going to be the biggest event they've ever participated in. So really excited about that. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Wes Tobin. Wes, I'll let you give your title. But Wes is with IU East. He has been working with us over a year on all kinds of details, scientific. He's the one who made it a point to tell us about the glasses and the harm that this can do if we're not using these types of tools that we're given. So, Wes, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, as she said, I'm Wes Tobin. I'm just faculty in physics and astronomy at IU East. I'm also a member of the Indiana Astronomical Society, and I've kind of been working on solar eclipse things for the region, even across the state. My focus is safe viewing of the eclipse. As some of you noted, some of you saw, I do have my solar eclipse or solar glasses with me so that I can look at the sun using those. I want to remind everyone, these are not sunglasses. If you try to use them as sunglasses, you'll probably run into a wall. But they're great for looking, this is great for looking at the sun. And when I looked up there a few minutes ago, I could actually see the group of sunspots that you can see through the telescopes pretty easily. But if you have good eyesight with a pair of solar glasses, you can actually see sunspots directly with the glasses on, of course. I also want to point out, always have a filter before your first optic. So if you notice both the telescopes out there, one is specifically designed for the sun, so it doesn't look like it has a filter, but it actually has more than one. The other telescope I have over there has a very clear mirrored-like filter right in front, and that'll help protect the view through the telescope. Just like your camera should have a filter in front. And anytime you try to look at the sun, definitely have a solar filter that is the ISO 12312-2 standard. Okay?
Pop quiz in 10 minutes.
When you are looking, remember that the eclipse actually starts an hour, almost an hour and a half, about an hour and 20 minutes before totality. You need to be wearing your solar eclipse glasses throughout the entire time before totality. Then for 4 minutes of totality, you can take them off. Now here's a good question. When do you know when you can take them off? Well, when you're looking through your Eclipse filter or your solar filtered glasses and you can no longer see the sun, that's the time you can take them off. Okay? Then 4 minutes of totality, but don't set a watch. It could be a little bit different, but depending on where you are. Okay? So instead, as you're watching, as soon as you see even the smallest points of light come out from the other side, making almost look like a diamond ring effect, or a set of bright spots that we would call Bailey's beads, at that moment, don't hesitate. Put the solar eclipse glasses back on. And then you have another hour and 20 minutes or so of eclipse remaining. But it's only that 4 minutes in the middle in which you can have your eclipse glasses off. And so I think that's all I had to say. So.
And participate in the telescopes that you brought?
Yeah, so we had 2 telescopes. They show different things. One shows a light that from an element hydrogen, so it's very red, but it will also give you a chance to see some of the solar flares right around the outside of the disk. The other one is just it just dims the light, so it's exactly what you would see if your eyes could handle looking at the sun unaided. In both, you can see the sunspot group. But I would recommend you look at both of them and actually see what it looks like. It may look a little fuzzy at times, but it's there. And if you don't see it, it's a good chance that there's a cloud that happened to get right in the way at that moment. Okay? Luckily for us, the clouds keep moving, so even if this were the weather on April 8th, we would still see totality. It would still get dark, animals would still come out, we would still feel the cool air with the sun being blocked, and even if clouds were moving like this, they would move out of the way for at least part of that totality. So we would get a good view. Okay? This is 50% cloud cover. This is actually roughly the same amount as what's predicted for April 8th. So if it looks like this, we're in good shape. Okay? Even thin cloud cover is kind of nice because you can see it moving right across the face of the sun.
Now I have a question for you, Wes.
Okay.
So I've been doing a little reading, and it's my understanding, and correct me because I may be wrong, but when the eclipse is happening, we also should be able to see Jupiter and Venus. Is that correct?
And Mars.
And Mars.
And Saturn, I believe.
There we go. So you'll even get 4 planets.
Well, during totality, you can just use your phone or your camera without any filter. But if it's not during totality, you really should have a filter in front of it, even if the manufacturer says otherwise, because why would you want to take a chance on an expensive camera, right? So definitely have a filter. If you don't currently own a filter, you can probably get those easier than eclipse glasses at this point, okay? If you can't get a filter, you can't get eclipse glasses, there's still ways of viewing the eclipse. Get out your favorite colander, okay? Or strainer, as my family would have called it. They have the little round holes at the bottom of it, and all you have to do is put it in the sunlight, and the light that goes through it is shaped like the eclipse, okay? So you don't actually have to have glasses to appreciate it. You just have to have the glasses to look directly at it.
Right. And if any of you are thinking of taking photos or looking through your phone, you can certainly buy, they're called snap kits, and then we also have them on sale here too, but you can buy them online as well. But do have that, because that does as much damage if you're looking at the sun and the moon during the eclipse. So
the best part about the snap kits is they give you a little Velcro piece where you can attach it, and it stays fairly secure.
So, cool.
Obviously, I've got them.
Yeah. And they're easy to put on and off.
Yes, they are easy to put on and take off.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all of your help, Wes. And if you haven't seen the telescopes, when you get a minute before you leave, take a look. Thank you very much. All right, last but certainly not least, where is Doug? All right. Most of you probably already know Doug. Doug Borgsdorf is with Primex Plastic, and Primex is such an amazing community partner for Wayne County. When we had COVID, they came up with masks. They were really ahead of the game in finding needs, and you're doing that now with the Eclipse. And so I would love to turn it over to Doug. Doug, just from our point of view, representing Wayne County, we thank you for what Primex has done. We thank you for those little buddy viewers. We love those. And thank you for being such a great community citizen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, it's cold and windy, so I won't take up too much of your time. My viewer blew away. I think Primex has been headquartered here in Richmond for over 40 years. We love this community. We're excited to be part of the Eclipse. I wanted to point out, right over there is, I'll show you first. So our whole thought process was, don't watch it by yourself. Watch it with a friend. So I will tell you, and we heard about how important the film is. The protective film is the same that's in the glasses, but it's very difficult to get. So if you can get your hands on these, you should do it now, because when the big viewers are gone, they're gone, and the little viewers we have a lot more of, but you'll see them all over the community. I would like to point out that these were made 100% right 1 mile down the road in the, yep. And for those of you who know me, you either love me or hate me. My employees luckily love me sometimes. And that group right over there are the ones who actually put it together. We've got a second shift employee, Xavier. Xavier, just step a little ways up here. I gave this project, I had a thought, and Xavier's the one who made the product come alive. He's a Richmond High School graduate.
Way to go.
And one of our engineers. The artwork was done by Kayla, and if you'll see on it, when people buy it, it talks about the two museums, some fun facts about how important Richmond is to Wayne County and Indiana. So I think that's just a great thing. The countdown clock you will see it all over town. It'll be at the farmers market. It's going to Star Elementary. It's going to Hibbard. The whole goal is just to get some excitement so our youth can get out there and see something that they're not going to ever get to see again. Right. So one, I love that everybody came out. It's very exciting to see the sun and moon so close together. But we appreciate the support of the community. And we hope that you enjoy the products that we're making, and we hope that you get out there and are safe and enjoy it. And that's all I got.
Have fun. That's right.
And watch it with a buddy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that concludes our program for today. And feel free, if you haven't been into the Welcome Center, sign up for the gift baskets. We've also got some goodie bags over here, as well as some free glasses. Pardon? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for bringing those. So go on in if you haven't been in yet to see. But again, we appreciate all of you coming, and enjoy the beautiful day. I'm glad it wasn't yesterday, right? We had the rain. So thank you again for your help and your participation, and let's have fun with the Eclipse.